Now that we have our targeting more specific, since we started to go down to a city targeting here rather than that actual nationwide targeting, we're going to get into the actual bidding strategies here. And this is another technique that's going to start to get your cost per click or your cost per lead lowered. So we're going to go back to the Starbucks campaign that we'd created before. We're going to go back here to this ad. And we're going to go here to targeting, placement, and optimization. And you see here, here's a targeting and placement, which we were in before. And now we're going to go over to edit the budget, schedule, and optimization. You see here right now we're starting a budget of $5 a day. This is completely going to be up to you how you want to do this. You can set a lifetime budget, daily budget, it just really depends. I personally recommend to start at a $5 a day budget. You can always run an ad for a day, turn it off if it's not working. If you do not have at least a $5 a day budget, they tend not to give you much traffic, and you really don't get a good indicator of how good the ad may or may not be. So I usually just leave it at the default at $5 a day until I know if it's going to perform, or if it's not going to perform, then I adjust it accordingly. So now that we have that done, now we have a option here to either run it continuously starting from the today, or you can actually set a start and end date. And what this means is you can just literally kind of schedule the ad, and maybe you're running a promotion where you just want to promote that particular ad or site for a certain duration, and you simply go in here and start, and then you would set an end date and an end time. Now you can do this in segmentation if you want to run certain ads on certain days or certain times. It's really up to you. And as far as things like that, you're just going to have to really know your business and see if that really matters. Personally, I always just run all of my ads continuously starting today. Now we're going to get into the bidding area here. And by default, it's going to be optimized for clicks. There's also something called bid optimized for impressions. Now, what impressions mean is per every 1,000 times someone sees your ad, they're going to give you a specific charge, and that's called also referred to as CPM, based upon the Roman numeral M. That's where that comes from. So it means CPM means 1,000 impressions. So now we have the 1,000 impressions here for optimized for impressions, and you'll see they give you a suggested number here, and you're also going to see under optimized for clicks. If you click this manually here, you're going to see what their suggestion is, bid per click maximum. Now remember, both of these are going to be maximums, and it's not meaning that you're actually going to be spending that much. What it means is you're just saying, okay, if I absolutely have to, that's the maximum that I'm going to spend. And in every ad that I've ever placed, I would say 99% of the time, it's always under whatever they suggest. So first we're going to go here with the optimize for clicks. And you'll see here manually set your bid for clicks. This is the CPC model, what I recommend in most cases. Now you'll see their suggested bid for this particular audience is 35 cents to 89 cents. This depends entirely on how many people are in your audience, the type of traffic you're trying to get, how many people are competing against you for those particular visitors, many, many other factors. So I would definitely not recommend spending $2.50 per click. It's unnecessary. It is, you're not going to spend that much, but there's really no even reason to bid that high. The whole point here is to bid as low as we possibly can and get the traffic that we really want. Now there's several strategies to doing this. A lot of people will just set this at $1 per click to get going, and that's going to put you over a little bit what their maximum suggested bid is. And after a day or two of running, then they're going to check their stats and run it accordingly, depending on if they have to reduce or increase the bid. What I like to do is go to the minimum and add like a cent. So in this case, it'd be 37 cents. This is a good area to be, and you can study the ad after it runs for a day and see if you're getting enough impressions. If you're not getting enough impressions, then that means not enough people are seeing your ad. You're not bid high enough for that particular ad. Now you can keep going up. You can go to the 89. It's really just entirely up to you. It's kind of a trial and error thing at first until you kind of get a feel for that particular traffic, what you're going to have to actually bid to get the clicks that you want. Other strategies people use is they'll take the 35 cents here, they knock off, say, like 20 cents and literally just bid 15 cents a click. This will likely not give good traffic. As you see, it's giving a warning right here, change bid to 35-cent minimum. And the reason being, it's just not high enough bid. There's too much competition, and you're just not going to outbid those people. Now, it depends on, again, your audience. If you have a large audience, it might be enough. This is kind of the area where you just have to do trial and errors until you find really what's going to work for you. One of the biggest keys to Facebook is just management of your ads and like trying something, scaling up what works and turning off what doesn't work. And that's why this segmentation is so important, because now you can start to figure out, okay, well, that city or that particular bidding model works better for this subject than for another subject. So now we're going to go here to optimize for impressions. And you'll see here by default, again, they're having a very high impression of 672. I would never put that in there as far as letting them go that high. Suggested bid down here is 315 all the way up to 1062. Now, when you do optimize for impressions, your biggest key here is if you can get a good enough click-through rate. And the higher your click-through rate, since it's impression-based, means how many clicks you're going to get for how many times someone sees your ad. So if you get lucky and have a very high click rate, sometimes optimize for impressions can reduce your cost per ads dramatically. I've had situations where I had clients that were getting 30 to 40% click rates on a CPM ad. So obviously, in that particular case, they were spending a lot less per click and per lead than they were on someone bidding on a cost per click method. So here for the cost per impressions, I would set it here. We have it at 315 here. There's a recommended bid, 1062 here. I would probably set this like at $3 to start with. And here again, it's going to give you a warning and complaining, it's not high enough. It may not get any impressions. But in my experience, you set low, you can always increase it. And a lot of the times you get lucky and you'll find that you do not have to bid anywhere near what they tell you you have to. You can still get a large amount of traffic. And that's really what we're trying to do here. So this whole bidding strategy here, like I said, it's going to be something you're just going to have to work with. I would start on CPC over here and simply set either low or higher. It's really up to you. If you get the impressions, then you know you're at the right bid area. Then it becomes, can you get the same number of impressions and clicks, or if you increase it, can you get more? That type of thing. So that's really the main thing here we have for bid strategies. And it's really one of the keys, other than the segmentation, to showing you how you can really get your lowest cost per leads here with Facebook advertising. In the next video, we're going to get into some actual examples where I'm going to show you some specific things like targeted audiences and such, and custom audiences I would use for some specific types of things. See you in the next video.